How do we get through that?
This gate here is open. Once we step onto that bridge, we'll be easy targets.
Then we better move quickly. Come on then. What are you waiting for? Then.
I don't see any other way. allow it to spread any further.
We won't. Joshua. We're not done yet.
so thin?
You don't want to know. There's no end to them. The whole bloody army's here. Stand back, Joshua. I'm summoning Ifrit.
Stop, Clive. You mustn't. We still have a long way to go. If you tap your strength here, you'll have none left to destroy the heart.
Then you'd rather die? Jill.
She's not alone.
Surprised to see us.
How did you?
Gav. He told us exactly where you'd be. Even sniffed out a crack in the castle wall. And when we saw the heavens come crashing down, we had no choice but to believe him. It's been quite a day.
To what do we owe this honor?
A debt I would see repaid.
Prince Dion. It's good to see you well.
So, this must be Ifrit. Your uncle bade me give you a message. Listen to your heart, and guide your steel true. Your father would expect no less. That is all.
Thank you.
For everything, Your Highness.
Dion, please.
You do realize the only thing we've freed so far is this wall from its foundations, right? Now, if your lord and ladyship's quite finished...
Well said, Gav. We have work to do.
don't suppose there's out Atkins Nan won't take.
And we wouldn't.
You mean? Let me show you me wares. All done then? What can I do for you? You want us to make you something? Is all done then? No.
I couldn't have made it this far.
Each parting brings the...
I missed you.
You see, Clive? And ours.
We fought long and hard for this.
We need only endure.
You all know what it is that awaits us beyond this gate. And we shall face it together.
Aye.
It seems our host would rather we remain. I will stay them.
We will stay them. Go!
Just don't keep us waiting.
Thank you.
Welcome, sons of fire.
Come back.
What?
Joshua! Joshua! Wake up!
Clive, is that you? This isn't stone here.
Welcome to our darkness. A rift between worlds wherein your kind might reflect.
Show yourself!
Grave and many are the sins of man, and we would have you know them, all of them, as fate has seen fit to deliver you home. Consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
And the only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited on it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night. Though we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
I expect he'll tell us soon enough.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies. And so we cast them off, Thus stripped to our very spirit did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow, Valisthea. There would the true work begin, for the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution, the illness having spread to every organ. There was but one escape from this fate, to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
And follow we shall. For now.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom. And our future thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke. Alone in a world bereft of his God's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own. And from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource. And the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. Though we're one and the same.
what's left of him.
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction. But she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you, as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
To right your wrongs. If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends, my family. We have all suffered, all fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Bow down, offenders, hearts disdained. sublimed through game standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals, incapable even of contrition. In fitting season shall we reap our harvest. Gifted this chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us. Kneel before us. countless generations have we awaited this moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try. So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Clive!
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts? What if it could all just go away? Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Come. Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield. Look, Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Muthos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Damn it, Clive. Wake up.
Hurt.
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
And once again does my creation stray from the path laid before it. Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Mythos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you. tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that I saw on the horizon is you...
It's a long story.
Right.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire...
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks the command, he knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
He thinks it'll tell us about his adventures in Ash.
I doubt it. I heard he's leaving again. Well, then maybe when he gets back.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
Yep. So, will it be? No scratches, all right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that should do you. That it? Fine.
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. Finished, are you?
Trouble with your gear, or... So, will it be? Yeah, that should do you. That it? Fine.
First the skies, then the crystal. What next? The advent of the Trigger herself.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
Clive! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks.
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nope.
From what little I saw.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves. Certain cities have banded together, and yet the only remedy for the chaos that faces us, in short, if storm...
But how would one even begin to unite?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of private, but I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to...
I thought he was...
He was. Until an Akashic army tore through Randalar, and as luck would have it...
Of course, yeah.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a... I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. You don't mind?
Of course, as long as chaos reigns, and if the field...
That...
I'll leave for Randall. Would you send us...
Of course. Rutherford...
Excellent.
No.
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril.
His will?
In the crypt. But after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to... And in the process of doing so...
I'm surprised
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's...
Very well.
Sid, do you have a...
By all means.
It's my old master. And something else. Record...
How did she...
Finding... And it seems the cells of Balmung and even...
Leaving the bearers to be...
Sid, I'd like to... And while I'm well aware that you forbid... I can't let those bearers die in...
We'll be needing the Enterprise.
Does that...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no longer than we have to.
Thank you. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. The thought of him held...
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find...
The entrance to the prison. We should head there.
As do I.
Sid, I was wondering...
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know...
I don't mind, but... Why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with... And since he accompanies you on so much...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you... And that he is to proceed...
No time like the...
No time like the...
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you...
Thank you, Clark. But,
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight. It's only right that I return the favor.
You are alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than to... I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling. But
If you say so.
Forgive, but this book, it set me...
What do you think happened to me?
Sid, you have...
With what?
No.
It's Miss Middledore. Very.
When she is, she acts like...
In the cloud.
That's what I said.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? Don't listen to her.
But who's gonna put Miss Middledore?
Why don't I go?
You do. She's in her...
Don't scare him.
Thanks for the...
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid.
Of course.
It is an honor to... My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to Ash.
No. The lands I will not send good men and women to risk their lives need. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, it was not... We would and few...
I can't imagine.
I lost. But the
You were a good... But the fact remains...
Sid.
Too dangerous for you. I'll go to Badbach and find the...
You would...
I won't let you...
I don't...
You can start by telling...
Be the grace.
All right.
May them...
Has Middledore mentioned a new project yet?
Ned.
That's it! I knew it! If this doesn't steer to the skies, not...
To the sky? You aren't trying to give the...
What else would I...
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves. The Fallen had their chance, but not me. Well...
And is that a...
Are you volunteering? But if a god... First, I'll need oil. And not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the tub and crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell.
If it's beef...
No, they'll...
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well. Pining for something, but what is it? What do you see out? I never did ask where you got that anklet.
From Sid, that's where. And you're only thinking to ask this now? Clap that there iron on him to...
What was wrong?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor... Doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gone? I reckon what he were looking for.
I'm sorry, sorry for making... Let's get that thing. Indeed, you miss Sid as much as the rest of it. You want me to go with you, son?
Quick, can't you?
Not nearly as much as you.
Aye, good thing and all.
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to, then?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Why don't we try the rucker? To port his fingers crossed the old Moor... Hippocrates. I've been charged with locating a...
And you seek a rare one whose name I had not thought to hear from your...
Right as all, but she didn't seem keen to tell me very...
And yet I gather it didn't. Clive, I fear...
The Executor.
Coveters of Secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks. Chronicling as it does, a tale which could overturn the established order. So
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why? Secrecy. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the...
But what drives them?
Fine quest, sadly. All that is known, you may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers.
Then my hunt was doomed from the... What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the Executors, but rather less so across... I had a friend. Alas, I have heard naught from... But, though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a survivor... If you were, by some chance, able to save Eve...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay...
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away.
All right, Sid.
Only if you want. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project.
Most bones are the same. If it's durability you're looking for, shell.
I do. Will any old Adam...
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour, but don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
Here to help, thanks, but I'll be traveling.
You're really going to go through...
I am, but before I go...
If it's within my power to help...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. I can think of only one place where they are certain to...
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still...
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Ville. The League of Outlaws encamp.
What?
Every last one of them.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic, we need to evacuate. Further, the Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make... Well?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full... Understood. I'll do what I can. You have to listen to me. They're coming.
How long do we have until these Akashic arrive?
Huh? What's the commotion?
That snake spitting his light.
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
You have to listen to... They're coming.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the account. They've convinced themselves...
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be... But I can. You only have to...
I appreciate...
Sid!
Victor?
I couldn't abandon them, and Blue Boy is in need of this very...
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once. Believe me, if you do not run, you will die. You will all...
Yeah, run! Far, far away!
Just go!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone...
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you used every day, Conrad! And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you.
Or ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine.
Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Here we are again. Carava, if you were a tortoise talker, where would you hide? Looks like we found him. If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Your Grace?
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do us the honor.
An inheritor.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this
the day before we left for Phoenix.
What are these plans? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor. The complete emancipation of bearers is this. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it achievable. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Nor would he have entrusted those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the mashing.
It's a pity only they...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your one at least remains. And she...
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor, extended only to recovering...
And where is the...
She awaits you in the archive.
Thank you. Shall we then?
Lord Marquis?
What is it?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait. He sent an owl some while...
Was he surveying?
No. The object of his study was a save an ancient religion. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hope...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our... Though he has been silent for some days, yet it seemed only right. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received, Mickleburg, was it? It lies in the... If aught ill...
Right.
You are... Go then, with my hopes.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third sheriff. Shall we?
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted...
Lift up your head, you have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady.
What exactly...
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children...
Indeed it has.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you, alas. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with, but it was not to...
I see.
It saddens me to... It was your father's wish that you be present, but with his grace long since gone. You are grown men, and while I would not presume to insist, I know that nothing...
Thank you. What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, do you know where we might find this?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply... It is found in the bellies of Elder Griffin. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made...
A certain...
You are most perceptive, your grace. In answer... In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking it. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joe? What else?
Titan's Wake.
Faster! Eyes peeled, Joshua. Thanks, Gal.
There it is.
The House Rosfield. is the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster, light throat. Thank you. Your father...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me. The armbands are prey. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet. And the graven vines encircling the stone.
It's a message. Enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together. As feet.
Indeed. His grace, but this was more. It was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite... The Undying told me that after father died, Mother, even if the armbands were incomplete, so...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father of the deep love he had. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent. I tried to warn your father, but when word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short.
And thank the Fountain.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the... And so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered. And...
Lady Goditha.
As do I.
Thank you, for coming back to...
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the...
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received...
I suppose it would be... What do you say, Clive?
I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there since the day I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in you.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Clive.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? We can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find. Seems that might be...
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, sit.
Clyde! It's done. I knew you.
Thank you, my
friends. The Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of victory.
Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. We only hope that...
We need... So, if you would...
You do?
We do. It is a stain on ours.
I see, but...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally if the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my lead. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil. And when that time comes, I will...
Of course.
And... you will accept that if the mistreatment of bearers must... Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded. They will not be judged by what...
As we failed to do. And...
We agree to your conditions.
Condition? Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but... How fickle. Not so long ago I had resigned myself, and now... Here.
Lubo.
Fear not, you are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than... I'll make sure there's...
I don't doubt that you were, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard...
Do you see that too?
Papa?
What is it? Oh, please, just make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right.
Come on. Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you!
Allow me.
I don't...
Please, Field Marshal.
This won't take...
You're right, man.
A little longer than I'd... Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you in...
No, my lord.
Fucking traitors.
But I hadn't thought the corruption. It's a Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord. Or is Sid the outlaw more to your
Call me what you want. It doesn't change all the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to...
Before I'd have you answer. What do you...
I won't deny that I might benefit from further. I seek a new beginning. And while the choices I've made, I know for so long, so many of us have been when it should have been our decision all along. Now, but in order to take it, we must stand together.
Certainly not the words I expected from an... You are no... I never hear the end. All right. I'll start by ordering... Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see...
Thank you.
But they are not the only...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. We will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of state.
I'm flattered. And I have other problems. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that... And would he...
Of a different kind.
Well, I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Mark.
And I will see that my associate joins you then.
Very good.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin.